Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tamara and I'm documenting my weight loss journey with Zepbound. And today I wanted to give an update on my weekly weigh-in. And I'm sorry for any noise in the background. I have two foster pups right now and they are playing. So this little one wanted to say hi. Possibly the cutest puppies I've fostered so far. I think they're little Maltipoos. I'm actually fostering her with her mom, who seems to still be a puppy herself, and she is actually tucked right behind me. She's like my little back pillow right now. All right, so now that we have the puppy introductions out of the way, I wanted to go over my week and just talk about my meals. I always like to go over what I ate during the week. So I actually ended up putting them in their crate, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me a little better now. But I wanted to go over my week, talk about my meals. This week I didn't do well with tracking at all. I actually kind of just took a break from tracking. And I know a lot of people say that on a GLP-1, we should be able to eat intuitively and not track our meals and keep track of calories and kind of let our bodies tell us what we need. I'm not sure. I think I will go back to tracking. Even though this week I did end up having a loss. I guess we'll start with that. I did have a loss. And as a reminder, last week I weighed in at 222.2. And this week I actually weighed in at 220.6. So I ended up losing 1.6 pounds this week, which I was actually surprised. I kind of checked a couple of times through the week and the scale was going up and down as it tends to do. But for the most part, I definitely didn't see any 220. I didn't see, I saw 221.7, I think was the lowest I saw before this morning. But I did do my 5th injection of the Zepbound 5 milligram on Thursday evening. And I tend to notice that I have a loss in the couple of days after that. I think it just helps get everything moving again really well. And it just helps with inflammation, I guess. I think as you get towards the end of the week, I notice for myself at least, like the hunger gets a little more by days 5, 6, 7. This past week, it wasn't bad. I injected in my stomach the prior week, and that did seem to help a lot with the appetite suppression and the food noise. So I did find myself, I was hungry in the mornings. I've always been hungry in the mornings. I always eat breakfast. I have to eat breakfast or I think I might pass out before lunchtime. So I was hungry in the mornings, ate my breakfast and was hungry for lunch, but kind of a pattern I was seeing was I would eat lunch and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty full and maybe not so hungry for dinner. So I did have a few different nights where I didn't eat much for dinner. Yeah, I'm pretty much always hungry for breakfast and I pretty much have the same thing every morning. My Fage 0% Greek yogurt with my pumpkin seed and flax granola and some raspberries. So I had that, a latte or two, and then my Built Bar for break. As you can see, I'm kind of a methodical creature of habit. So I just find that I do well with like things that I know I like, and I do well with a routine. So, but then for lunches, it varied. We had a staff lunch one day where we went to a restaurant to get food, and I had a turkey burger with cheese and a side of soup. And so I think I did pretty well with choosing something healthy to eat that day. And then another morning we had a staff meeting where breakfast was provided. So I didn't eat my breakfast that morning. I waited and had what ended up being breakfast burritos were provided. So I had a cheese and potato breakfast burrito. And then the third meal that I had that wasn't like something in my routine was I didn't pack lunch one day for work. And so I ended up getting a cheese quesadilla, the kids one from the cafe. And it was on a whole wheat tortilla and with a little side of salsa and a little side of sour cream that I only ate half of. But for the most part, I stuck to my routine of having my Mission tortilla wraps that are high fiber. And I either had those with my turkey deli meat or I also cooked up some ground turkey. And then one evening I wasn't very hungry at all for dinner and I didn't want to have another of those tortillas either. They have 18 grams of fiber. I have avocados every day. I have raspberries. My granola has fiber in it. So I didn't want to go overboard with the fiber. So I ended up just making kind of like a burrito bowl and didn't have a tortilla or chips or anything. I just had the meat with cheese, avocados, some black olives, and my Greek yogurt as the sour cream. And then, yeah, there were a few days that I just wasn't very hungry for dinner at all. So the appetite suppression of the Zepbound was really working this past week. With all of that, yeah, it was hard to track anyway. And I kind of just said, I'm going to take the week off from tracking. So I wasn't really expecting a loss this week. I was thinking it would be small, if anything. So I was definitely surprised and very happy this morning to see the 220.6 on the scale. So, I mean, I'm really close now to getting out of the 220s. I mean, that could happen next week, which is really exciting. And I mean, it's just numbers I haven't seen for over a decade. So at this point, it's all just feels like a win, even though, of course, I want to see losses every week. But if I get discouraged at all, I'm just like, you know, I'm seeing numbers I haven't seen for so long. I'm having consistent good results with Zepbound, so it's really encouraging. And then beyond that, talking about activity for the week, I did go on a couple of walks. Actually, that staff lunch, we went to a restaurant that was within walking distance of my workplace, so walked there and back and did a couple other walks during the week. Continued to take the stairs. I always take the stairs now at work. I don't take the elevator at all. Continued to park far away from the entrances of stores. I did grocery shopping today, and I parked far away at Costco, which if you've gone to Costco, you know that their parking lots are pretty big. So, but beyond that, I had definitely a wake-up call. If you saw my last video, I posted it on Thursday evening, and I just did a video of myself doing my injection Thursday evening. And I had my phone set up on the little tripod, and I had it set up to show me injecting in my stomach. So for me to do the little intro and not adjust the tripod, I was just like, oh, I'll kneel down. I'll just like squat a little. But oh my gosh, you guys. I was like, I could feel my leg muscles kind of like starting to shake a little because it just takes me a while to get out what I want to say sometimes. And so it was like, oh my gosh, I was feeling it. And then the next morning and this morning, oh my Lord, my quads are so sore. It reminds me of back in high school when I played volleyball, and the first 2 weeks of practice every year, I would just be in pain, like every time I went to sit down. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm having flashbacks to volleyball practices. But how sad is that? Really, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is pathetic. Because really, I was just barely squatting to get my face in the view of the video, and it was not very long at all that I was doing that. So it just made me realize I have got to get on the strength training. I have to get on the kettlebell workouts, and that is my goal for the coming week, is to get serious about that, because this was a wake-up call that my muscles are needing a lot of work. My gosh. I also spent this afternoon, after I got groceries and did the Costco run, I spent this afternoon decorating some for Christmas, and all of my Christmas decorations are down in the basement. So I was doing multiple trips up and down the stairs and just feeling that soreness in my legs. So it's interesting because I do the stairs every day at work, but obviously I'm not working the same muscles, or not to the same degree as I would be if I was doing squats. So I need to get back to that for sure. And then just adding in stretching as well. I'm 46 years old and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm falling apart. And so I really need to focus on strength training and stretching, and just making sure, like, part of this journey, part of this weight loss journey is making sure that I can continue to do the job that I love for years to come, continue to have good quality of life, and just feel as best as I can. And so I really need to get serious about the strength training, and I'm just putting that out there as my goal for the coming week. I hope all of you have had a great week, and I'd love to have you join me on my weight loss journey. Please subscribe and let me know below where you are in your journey. I would love to create a supportive community here and really feel like we're all in this together. Until next time, let's keep moving forward together.